Since early July 2025, tensions at the Thailand-Cambodia border have escalated once again. One incident after another occurred, beginning with landmine explosions followed by rocket attacks, and finally airstrikes, reigniting a long-standing conflict that had been simmering beneath the surface. Royal Thai Air Force F-16 fighter jets launched an attack on Chong An Ma, a disputed border region. In response, Cambodia reportedly fired rockets targeting civilian areas, including a gas station and hospital inside Thai territory. To date, more than 30 lives have been lost, including many civilians, and the number of those affected continues to rise. So in this video, we will look into the war situation between Thailand and Cambodia. Keep watching. The relationship between Thailand and Cambodia has long been tense due to border issues inherited from the French colonial era. The 817-kilometer boundary dividing both nations has been a historic point of contention that continues to this day. In early 2025, tensions began to heat up when a minor incident triggered a major reaction. In February, Thai police stopped a group of Cambodian tourists from singing their national anthem at a temple site, sparking public outrage in Cambodia. The situation worsened with nationalist statements from both sides. Things deteriorated further in late May when a Cambodian soldier was killed in a skirmish in the Border Triangle area. Since then, political and economic retaliations ensued. In June, Cambodia announced it would end its reliance on electricity, internet, and media broadcasts from Thailand. Thailand responded by cutting off digital communication channels to Cambodia. Meanwhile, both countries recalled their ambassadors, and peace talks held in Phnom Penh reached a deadlock. Then in July, several landmine explosions occurred in Thai border provinces, such as Ubon Ratchathani and Sisaket. At least 7 Thai soldiers were reportedly injured, including 2 who lost their legs. The incidents were believed and alleged to have been caused by leftover mines from previous conflicts, but both sides blamed each other. The peak of the conflict occurred on July 24th, when forces from both countries clashed near the Prasat Tamoan Tom Temple. According to official reports, Cambodian troops sent surveillance drones and rocket units towards a Thai military post. The rocket attack targeted public areas in Sisaket province, including a gas station and hospital, killing civilians, including children. Thailand retaliated by deploying 6 F-16 jets and launching airstrikes on military camps along the Cambodian border. This clash, considered the worst in over a decade, has turned the border area between Thailand and Cambodia into Southeast Asia's hottest conflict zone. As a result, civilians began fleeing their homes to escape the conflict zones. At the same time, ASEAN immediately issued a statement urging a ceasefire, but the attacks continued. On July 26th, global attention shifted to the region. US President Donald Trump contacted both leaders and warned of economic action if the fighting didn't stop. However, the statement only inflamed anti-Western sentiment, especially among nationalists in both countries. On paper, the conflict is clearly unequal. Thailand is like a giant, while Cambodia is a small opponent determined to resist. Thailand has more than 360,000 active military personnel, including modern land, naval, and air forces. Its F-16 Fighting Falcons, Chinese-made tanks, medium-range missile defense systems, and guided missile warships make it one of the most well-armed forces in Southeast Asia. Moreover, Thailand has long invested in joint military training programs with the United States and its allies, giving it advantages in tactics, technology, and preparedness. Cambodia, on the other hand, only has around 125,000 troops, many of whom rely on outdated Soviet-era equipment like T-55 tanks, BM-21 Grad rocket launchers, and light infantry weapons. Its air force is limited, with no modern fighter jets, and its navy is purely defensive. However, Cambodia's real strength lies not in equipment, but in terrain control. The border areas where the conflict occurs, such as Chong An Ma and Tam Muen Tom, are dense forests and hilly regions, making it difficult for heavy forces to advance. This is where Cambodian troops, experienced in guerrilla warfare and close-quarters combat, can take advantage of the terrain. Moreover, the high level of nationalism on both sides makes this war more dangerous. The conflict is seen not just as a land dispute, but a matter of national pride. And in a war of pride, even the weaker side is willing to fight to the end. But the reality remains, if this becomes a total war, Thailand has the capability to cripple Cambodia within a few weeks, at least from a military standpoint. Regardless of who is stronger militarily, this war is not just about bullets and weapons. The ones who suffer the most are the people of both nations. As of July 27, more than 200,000 residents from both countries have been displaced from border areas. Most have lost their homes, access to clean water, food, and even medical facilities. Temporary refugee camps have been set up in Ubon Ratchathani, Thailand, and Otter Menchi, Cambodia. But they are overcrowded and lack sufficient aid. Worryingly, within a week, there is a risk of disease outbreaks and a humanitarian crisis. Economically, international investors are beginning to see the conflict as a serious threat. Several major investments have been put on hold, and some have already pulled out due to fears of spreading instability. The currencies of both countries, the Thai baht and Cambodian riel, plummeted within 48 hours of the first attack. Stock markets in Bangkok and Phnom Penh saw sharp declines, clearly indicating a loss of market confidence. Multinational companies have taken precautionary steps by suspending operations and relocating staff from border areas. In the tourism sector, the impact is even more evident. Hotel bookings have been canceled, while high-risk land routes near the border have been completely shut down. Finally, after several days of fighting between the two neighboring countries, Thailand and Cambodia reached an agreement to implement an unconditional ceasefire. The agreement was signed on July 28, 2025, following peace talks held in Putrajaya, Malaysia, with diplomatic support from major powers, including the United States and China. The ceasefire took immediate effect, with both nations agreeing to halt all attacks and withdraw troops from conflict zones. However, just hours after the agreement was announced, Thailand accused Cambodia of violating the deal. Cambodia strongly denied the allegation. Although the gunfire has temporarily ceased, tensions have not fully subsided. In fact, both armies remain on high alert while the evacuation and return of residents are being carried out gradually. Even so, the situation along the border is reportedly calmer, but anxiety remains high. Many fear that if follow-up negotiations fail, the conflict may reignite, and this time on a much larger scale.